Try to keep the pop filter a couple inches away.
Why?
So it works.
But I have to lean so far back. And it, blocks my view. Maybe I have to keep it down.
Well, what the hell are you looking at on your laptop?
Stuff, words, people, things. In that order.
Hey, you're the one that wanted to do a podcast. You might have to incur some discomfort. At least I haven't broken out any lube yet.
I was listening to Warmachine, and they were reviewing random WTC pairings. They're like, we are going to be kind of critical on some of these and say they're good or bad lists. We're not actually saying they're good or bad lists. We're just giving our impressions. Unless you're Team England Prime, in which case you are shit. That's that was good. I did not see that coming.
Really?
I didn't know they hated Team England Prime so much.
The Australians hate the English. Huh.
Well, only Prime, though, not Epic.
Okay.
Maybe they're all immigrants. I don't know. Is that it? Is because they wouldn't let them be on the Prime team, they'd be Epic because they were immigrants?
I have no idea.
We're on the immigration topic a lot tonight so far.
Damn you dirty immigrants. Go back to the countries you came from. Goodbye. I don't know which one to go to.
We should do, what was it, 19th Century Man?
19th century man, he's a bigot. What the hell are women doing out of the kitchen? Should be in there making me a pie.
This is amazing. You called an airplane? It just flies through the air? That's amazing. She's like, hello, I'll be your pilot today. My name is Megan. He's like, oh, a woman pilot. Oh, I guess let's get this over with. Bang.
What do you mean I can't smoke on a flight?
There's no kids in here.
Didn't realize it was in Tsarist Russia. See, because it wasn't the Soviet Union.
I get it. Hello and welcome to the Learn Wargame audio podcast. I don't know what episode we're on.
14.
Welcome to episode 14. My name is Brandon, or PG Mulis on the forums, and I play Khador, Convergence, Meanoth, Mercenaries, and Trollbloods.
He plays almost none of that.
That's true.
He just owns it.
It's gonna happen.
We're going by everything we own. I'm gonna take a while.
This is Max. I lurk on the forums, and I pretty much play Crix, and I dabble in other things.
Like this faction.
They don't even know.
It's true, they don't know you play
It's
this
a
faction.
secret.
That's how you're gonna win the last chance qualifier.
Super secret tech.
Yeah, no one's gonna see it coming.
I'm not
No
gonna
one.
play this
It's
caster.
the best of the worst.
This is Jeremy. I go by Lord Fool on the forums, and I don't know what else to say right now.
You don't own Crix.
I do own Crix.
What Crix do you own?
The starter box.
Do you?
He has a second one.
God, how do you have two Crix starter boxes?
That's what I got at Adapticon.
I hate you. Minions.
I do own Minions.
What do you own of Minions?
Pigs and gators?
What?
He has
Yes.
pigs. Don't you remember playing against the Razor
I do
Razor
remember.
Boar crew?
You don't own Cephalix.
True.
But he owns Mercs.
But they're not a complete faction.
There are some crazy people online that would like to argue with you for no reason. Anyway.
They are a contract.
True, I agree.
I own the faction that they're in.
That's very loose, considering less mercenaries work in that contract than any other army in the
What do
game.
you mean? Almost all mercenaries work on that contract.
But not together.
Just one unit.
Yeah.
Well, two. You can get two.
Yeah. All right. News and announcements. We have the Midwest Melee coming up this weekend. It's September 19th through 21st. And we're going to be starting Friday at, I think it's 5:30. There's going to be a hardcore 25-point. Saturday, I believe we are starting at about 9. Might want to check the schedule, though. It's a 50-point qualifier tournament for Warmachine weekend. Standard steamroller, 50-point, 2-list divide and conquer, I believe. Sunday will be the top 4 of the qualifier, and we're doing a Mangled Metal Tooth and Claw 15-point. At the door is $5, I believe, and then it's $5 per tournament, or I think $30 for all the tournaments, and the qualifier is a $25 pass. All proceeds go to help the Midwest Melee with funding for the event and everything. There should be prizes and stuff there. For location, it's at Lee Summit High School in Lee Summit, Missouri. It's going to be a good time. You should come check us out. It's the Midwest Melee at Recruits. All right, so our topic today is actually going to be list building for Xerxis 1. We're actually going to take a slightly different approach at it this time and look at 2 different lists at the same time while we grade them independently on the different matchups. Max, why don't you introduce us to Xerxis 1?
He's a caster. He has big beady sticks, and he hits things in the face with them. He is speed 5, mat 8.
So many bad places with that. You're just beating other guys in the face with your sticks.
It's a stick. It's not his penis.
Okay.
Doesn't have two, maybe, that we know of.
We don't know Scorn anatomy.
He's defense 13, armor 18, command 9, 2 pillars of Helak with reach, power 14, power and strength 14. He has battle plans so he can hand out Pathfinder or press forward. Martial discipline. His friendly faction ship moves through themselves. Don't block line of sight. His
Warriors.
spells are Defender's Ward. I think you know what that is. Fury. You may not know what that is, but you should.
Everyone knows what that is.
And Inhospitable Ground. His feat is an extra die of damage in melee, and +2 armor if you're in base-to-base with another Scorn friendly faction model.
It's a terrible spell list, terrible feat.
Terrible stats.
Yep.
Terrible special abilities. All right. So explain to us why we're list building for a bad version of Butcher 1.
Because he has better infantry.
Yeah, that might be true.
Maybe. I actually don't know if
Cato
that's true
infantry's
at all.
pretty good most of the time, but... Alright, so...
A bad version of which Butcher?
1.
Oh. Butcher 1's more toolboxy,
Oh, he is,
but he
yeah.
also
I was
doesn't
just
have Warlock transfers.
kidding. Alright. So, did you make 2 lists?
Yeah.
Let's start with the tier list.
Tier list that you see a lot is Fist of Halak. That's the one that gives a reduced cost to his medium base infantry. In mine, I had Xerxis.
Good choice.
That's an obvious choice. Tiberian, because that's his war beast, man.
Yep.
They're bros. And a Gladiator, for shits and giggles.
Mm-hmm.
1 full unit of Cataphract Trotty. That's 6 dudes. Shield wall. A men unit of Cataphract Actuary. A men unit of Cataphract Actuary. These guys are
Harpoon.
power strength 12 reach weapon masters with range 8 drag guns. They're mat 7, mat 6. All of them are.
They're the same in melee as the Satrati?
No, they're +1 strength.
Oh, they actually hit harder
They
than
hit
Satrati.
harder.
Okay. They have CMA?
They have CRA.
Mm.
And then you have 2 minimum units of Incendari, because fire's cool.
Yeah.
1 in Missless, just because I had an extra point. Full unit of Beast Handlers.
Mm-hmm.
And then 1 Tycom.
Okay. That sounds pretty standard. I like it. I think it's a good list. It's been seeing a big resurgence lately. So I think most people agree that something or something very similar to that, because you're very limited, is what the Fist of Halak comes out to be. So we're going to consider that when we're grading against different casters for Xerxis, and then we're going to build a different list that might also be good if you don't want to play him in tier, and we'll grade that one at the same time. So Max, why don't you run us through your alternate list for Xerxis?
My misspelled list for Xerxes. I don't know if I like this. I would actually probably... I don't know.
Well, it's just ideas.
Idea. Xerxes. It's a good start again. I have the Kreia. I have Tiberian. I have the Gladiator. Paingiver Taskmaster with 1 full unit of Gatorman Posse. The full unit of Cataphract Trotty. Paingiver Beast Handlers, Annihilators. I really don't actually like that list, but it's okay. It does things.
Does things. I am a big fan of the Gators. I think POW 18 Gators between his Pain Driver and the Fury stacking can be really serious. Also, just Gators are really annoying. Jeremy, what did you bring for us?
Scorn is a faction.
All right, we've discovered Scorn.
He's playing a 2-caster game with Magnus.
Now, would you
Xerxes?
play Magnus in Scorn if you could with only 1 caster? I think you would probably just only play Scorn. And you can take his buddy Orin with him.
Oh, okay. Yes, you can take Orin?
Yeah, they take Orin.
Yeah.
They're friends.
Right.
They're just high-fiving in the Scorn Empire. Watching everybody else get murdered.
Well, because they work for the True Signar.
Yeah. Scorn. All right, Jeremy, did you make a list?
I was working on it.
You're working
but
on it? I'll go ahead and do mine then while you continue working.
I probably won't finish it.
All right, fair enough.
Scorn.
Scorn is a faction.
I don't believe that.
I also took Xerxes, not Xerxes 2. I really wanted to build a Xerxes 2 list.
Yeah, but he's not out.
Yeah. I like... What's up? Did you see...
And I think he's going to play pretty differently just because I think his mobility is
sure.
going to allow him to be a War Beast caster.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because that's what Xerxes 1 suffers from is the small control, being slow.
Yeah.
He can't get his control everywhere he wants it to be.
Being on a medium base...
And he doesn't speed him up, which is what Scorn relies on.
Yeah, being on a medium base is really hard to screen them in a beast-heavy list, too, because all your beasts want to go forward. Anyway, I brought Tiberian as well, although I brought Basilisk, Kreia, and a Shaman to try and spread around some Kreia Animus, but also...
Xerxes can do that.
True, but I actually want to keep him a little bit more safe in the back. The Basilisk Kreia can also help you with its paralytic gun that drops defense to kind of help with my lack of high mat in this list. And then the Shaman, obviously. He's just got a good gun and he's a good utility piece as well. Moving on, I've got Hakar the Destroyer, Mortithurge Willbreaker, a full unit of Annihilators, full unit of Immortals, full unit of Cataphract Satrati, and min unit of Beast Handlers. So the concept is to try and screen with a combination of the Immortals and the Annihilators, and then spread around as much of the Kreia Animus as you can to make them incredibly hard to shoot down, because 14-19 and 15-15 is pretty annoying coming in when you're looking at Vengeance and then Berserks if they get into you. And then the Satrati will be kind of a late game anchor for scenario and stuff like that. Hakar is just awesome with with the living guys from both Satrati, the Paingivers, and the Annihilators, because if he gets Furied late game and you get to save the feed or something and get him to a Colossal, it can pretty much murder anything. Is Scorn still a faction, Jeremy?
Well, I didn't hear you guys say Wrong Eye Snapjaw, so... Yes.
Okay, Scorn is a faction. We're moving on. Alright, Max. What do you think?
What do I think about what?
Xerxis out of tier.
Out of tier? I think he's fine. I think I might actually look more to spamming small-based infantry.
Just spam some cheap dudes that like to kill stuff?
Yeah.
It'd be really nice if Scorn had a fell collar, I'm feeling. I'm just kidding. That would be
I
sweet.
think they're okay without it.
I agree. They're probably fine. So let's go through some ideas.
You only had one unit in your list that was Mat 6 troops. The rest of it was
I guess
higher.
that's true. I'm just paranoid. So starting
Not everybody's
Scorn
Kador
list.
where every freaking solo is Mat 8 or better.
Yeah, but it's funny because usually when I play lists other than Butcher 2, it's like all the shit I have is Mat 6.
Yeah, well, Hakar's Mat 9. There you go.
Oh god, you should have seen me playing Colin in the tournament.
You know, the one downside to Hakar is that he doesn't have the ability to speed himself up like Ancestral Guardians do.
He can't speed himself up, but he still speeds up the Immortals.
He still has Righteous Vengeance, which gives him the speed boost, but...
And I figure with that much, because you're throwing 20 guys at him, that's not easy to kill, and that should slow them down to the point where you get to put your late pieces wherever you want them.
I think the more fun list is probably building something janky with his other tier, which is hilarious.
Oh, I think his other tier would confuse
It might actually be good.
the shit out of people.
But I've never played it, never seen it played.
Well, now that their Karax are coming out in plastic, you might actually see people trying it.
I'm just going to play Min Karax with just shit tons of Venators attached.
just Venators all over the place. Like
7-point units with 3-man Venator Reaver CRAs everywhere.
I feel like you're better off just taking min units of Venators. No, it's not possible.
No, because then they're immune to blast and hidden behind a shield wall, guys.
Okay, I'll give it to you. It's really interesting. I'd like to see it. I refuse to pass judgment until then. But I like the way it works. It's just like the 20-inch deployment is just weird. Like
Yeah.
I've never seen.
Those
anything.
are your Venator Reavers, too.
Yeah, they get to aim on turn 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
20 inches up. That puts you 28 from their board edge. If they deploy at the mark, they're 18 up. So if they ran, because it's 20 inches if you go first or second.
Yes.
It's just weird. Yeah, you'd still have to go second.
You'd want to
get
go
shots
second.
on one.
Maybe.
That's just weird. Like, you see someone deploying at, like, the halfway mark. You're like, what are you doing? It's like, no, it's my tier. Don't worry about it. This does not seem balanced.
It's like stones, dude.
Yeah.
Or rock walls.
Just like stones.
Just like rock
Hey,
walls.
I had to take a siege animatrix.
Yeah.
Shut up.
You did?
Hopefully not.
If you do, then that tier is awful, and I take everything I said back.
All right, so what are we thinking for a battle group outside of tier?
I like Tiberian.
Yeah, obviously Tiberian is a big front runner.
I like Kreia outside of tier. And whether or not you go Gladiator, I think is up to you. I think you could play him 2 beasts. I think you could play Gladiator just to make Tiberian kind of threatening at that point.
Mhm.
Otherwise, Tiberian's basically going to be looking to take a punch and live, and then kill whatever the fuck made the mistake.
Yeah, especially if you get the option to throw Defender's Ward on him.
But then he's just unkillable. And if it's feet turn, he's really unkillable. Unless they have Purification and a way to move him. Wait, that's difficult, since he's immovable.
All right, so let's start with just Tiberian and Kreia.
And having the shield guard's never a bad thing, too.
Yeah.
He just adds that in. No big deal.
No, he's amazing. He might be the best beast in Scorn.
He might be,
Standalone by himself might be the best.
because I think Mulkarn's super good, but he's
Yeah.
maybe only better if you play with Makeda. Because being Fury 5 on him is a big deal.
Yeah, that puts him over the edge for damage output. Okay, so moving on, what kind of infantry combinations are we thinking? I think, obviously, strong points to make. Gators with the Paingiver Taskmaster is good.
Are good, but they're just as expensive as that full unit of Satrati.
Is he 3 points? The
He's
little
2.
guy?
Well, Gators are 9.
Are they?
Yeah.
I was thinking they were...
6'9".
Okay.
For 5
5'8"
dudes.
seemed really good.
5 dudes. And
No, you're right.
Satrati gets 6. I mean, Gators are faster against living.
And they get prayers, but, I mean, the Satrati have their own thing going for them. The benefit of the Gators is they don't have to shield wall, so they can move wherever they fucking want to.
Well,
Spreading
they're the
them out.
same stats, basically, because I can Defenders ward these ones, and they're just better if I just run anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gators hit real fucking hard, though. 2 attacks at effective POW 18
I
is
agree.
crazy.
I agree, they're good. I just don't know the Gators are needed. I kind of feel like maybe you just spam infantry. I think...
No, I agree.
I
I'm just
think
making
the new
points that we should talk
infantry might be really, really, really legit on him because
Oh,
if
yeah.
you Defenders ward them and they're like Death 17 to shooting and they have reach and it's not like POW 9, hopefully it's at
Well,
least
even if
10.
it's POW 9, I mean, you can swap.
He can still Fury it.
You can Feat or Fury or both,
Both.
depending on what you need. And as long as they're not MAT 5,
Yeah.
they're going to be super
Mat
legit.
6, and they should probably have CMA, unless they're cheap. If
It
they're
more
a cheap
sounds like
unit,
they have Weapon Master in their description.
they're going to be really expensive if that's the case.
They might be like
Yeah.
POW 6 Weapon Master.
No. If they're Weapon Masters, I would say they're probably only POW 9, but he will turn them on if they're Weapon
Ooh,
Masters.
what if they were armor piercing? Like POW 6 armor piercing? Because that'd give them
That'd be
options versus medium
interesting,
bases.
but
Like
I
the
don't-
perforators, kind of. Like they give you that low POW option for armor pierce. That's kind of shitty versus
I
small
think
bases.
it would be broken. Because they're still going to kill infantry, and he Furies them to a 9 with 4 dice damage on a charge.
Oh yeah, it'd be super legit. Like you'd have to seriously worry about it with heavies.
Well, they'd already deal with infantry on charges, anyways. That's my
Yeah,
thought.
for the most part.
Because POW 9, charging 3 dice will kill most
That's
infantry.
the problem. Is like there's so many good buffs in
You
Scorn
couldn't
that
do
you
an armor
can't
pierce.
think of anything out of their already used wheelhouse to give something that doesn't put it to the ridiculous realm. It's like they've already got pretty much every ability I can think of that they could have without it being ridiculous.
If only Xerxis' feet was just friendly, then you'd only see him with like 2 units of Gators. It's the only way he'd
Yeah.
get played.
Bog trucks too. Bog trucks could become super legit.
Yeah.
Mad 8 charging weapon masters for like 8 points. Like that ambush.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
They wouldn't be bad. They're no Cossite Woodsmen though.
Yeah, they're still
They
not
don't
in the
have
realm.
guns.
Yeah, they're not in the realm of Cossite Woodsman. Okay, so we talked about Gators a little bit. Satrati are pretty obvious. If you've ever opened a Scorn book, you probably glanced at Satrati.
They're just good because you can hide so much behind 6 medium base models.
Mm-hmm. Especially like Xerxis. Annihilators are just obvious. You know, high mat,
And
berserk
you
reach
walk,
infantry.
You walk the shield wall unit behind him, or the guy that behind him that takes the arrow shot away. That
Right.
is people's way to get rid of your defenders.
Yeah, almost guaranteed to be 16-20 versus shooting is really fucking annoying. Right, because Kreia plus
outside
defender
of shield wall.
Yeah, that's outside of shield wall. So they go to 16-24 and then 16-26 on feet turn. They're as bad as reciprocators. Like, it's crazy annoying. I guess they don't come back, but...
Yeah.
Alright, moving on. Is there any other units we think would be really good with him that aren't, like, shoehorn ins that don't really fit but will work?
You can always play guns in any list.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. You can make anything
I think
work because he has good
Venerators,
synergy.
Venerators would be fine, especially if your plan is to play lots of little troops. You can play a unit of Venerators behind them because Martial Discipline's pretty sick for shooting too.
Right, no, I agree with that. And I totally
saying
agree. If
other
we have a
units, I'm
hole...
just giving you another unit.
Right, but if there's a hole we need to fill, then definitely anything can work. But is there anything specifically he does help that we haven't touched on?
He makes swordsmen fine too. I mean, honestly, they're just a 4/6 cheapy unit.
Are they MAT 5 or 6?
6.
They're 6.
2 attacks.
No reach.
Power
though.
9, no reach.
Do they get overtake or anything?
They have sidestep with their UA.
Is it always or feet? I think
No, it's always.
Yeah, because
it's always because their
like
feet
puncture.
is auto damage. Period.
Okay.
They also have Penetrating Strike.
Are they
Right, but that's only against Warjacks and
Right.
War Beasts.
Right, yeah. So their feet just
But
does
their
it to
feet
everything.
makes it do it to infantry.
Are they speed 5 or 6?
They're 6.
Okay, so they're just straight
Yeah,
better than
they're-
Karax.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Carracks have the option of shield wall,
Right,
but they're
and
one
reach.
higher defense and the same armor. base.
Yeah. They're 13, 14s?
They're 13.
I guess it's
14s.
irrelevant when you don't have...
So, I mean, even that's an annoying unit to kill under a Defender's Ward.
That's the thing, like...
Because, I mean, they're basically... I mean, you get to armor 16, you're close to immune to blast damage as is.
Yeah.
Until people start being able to boost it. I mean, you know, Gorton's still gonna fucking remove him with his feet, you know.
What about Defender's Warded Carax?
I mean, yeah.
14 20s?
Uh-huh.
What's wrong with that?
They're speed 5.
Okay, what about 14
that's the sad thing about it, is like, I can't even make those faster than Satrati.
Speed 7, you have press forward.
Yeah, so are Satrati.
Yeah, but you don't need Satrati. You got Carax.
Yeah.
You could get 10 Carax for 4
Because Xerxis
Satrati.
is a small base.
That's almost that's 2.5 times as many attacks, Max.
Yeah.
2.5 times.
Alright, anyways.
Alright, back to good stuff. Do we want to shoehorn in any of the other medium-based troops, like Acuari, Incendari?
I think...
If we go mass small bases, we wouldn't want Incendari, because you just kill your own dudes, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I think Incendari are good, period.
Okay.
But not necessarily needed. I think you could just play them a pure melee for us. You could just cricks harder.
Yeah. Could you play... Okay, do you think we should just mass small bases? And if we do you think you drop the Kreia? Do you think there's ever a list you run where you don't drop the Kreia? Because once you have so many dudes, you can't really put it on everything, and it loses value.
Yeah.
It's just, if you want it on Xerxis and
Kreia.
Tiberian for late, but it is a good utility. Let's leave it out for right now and put it back in if we think we need it. How's that? Okay. Alright, infantry. What are we taking?
2 units of Ancestral Guardians.
2 units of Ancestral Guardians.
Yes.
Interesting choice. That's 40 points.
2 of those as well. How's that 40 points?
I'm assuming 10-man units. That's still not 40, but
that's 60.
60 points. That seems better.
Yeah.
I was okay. Maybe they're 6-man units. 2 Ancestral Guardians.
Yes.
We're going all in on full retard. All right, what's next?
That gives you 2 guys to hide behind.
Yeah.
All right, what do we have in the battle groups right now?
Tiberian.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's fine. He cuts for more. He's fine.
He's gonna camp every turn.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, if you were forced to transfer to 0, you just cut for 1 and you're full.
Well, you can't.
Actually, no, you cut for 2.
You have to cut for 2.
So 2 Ancestral Guardians. What's next?
That's why I think he kind of wants to.
Sertash?
Just to hide behind the Kreia? Are you thinking, or just to keep himself
Fury
safe?
generation.
No, I totally think taking the second beast is fine. I'm just curious what our points are going to come down to to make that decision.
Yeah, I don't think you need to spend the extra points on the car.
Do you think you need 2 Ancestral Guardians?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to be able to spread their movement buff, I think.
Okay. Maybe we could drop 1 Guardian for a car if we decide we have the point later.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was mainly worried about them stealing each other's souls, and if a car was in the list, that he wouldn't get all the souls, the other guy would just coincidentally get all the souls and be annoying. But anyway, Immortals then, I take it.
Yeah. 2 units.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
I think 2 units of Immortals is really annoying against a lot of... Oh, wait. Oh, I hit the Guardian. I was like, I thought they were 12-17. I hit the Ancestral Guardians, 10-18. Okay, 12-17, Construct, Vengeance, Reach, POW 13? Yeah, POW 13. Magical weapons, that's always nice.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to need that versus Crix matchup nowadays. Oh, I really doubt this is your Crix matchup, I would assume.
I don't know, so far they can't.
Yeah, so far it's fine.
Anything.
That's true. No Excarnation for you. Also no Tough, so the Hag's worthless. Alright, what's next? Tough unit.
I don't know. I don't know that you need Annihilators.
I think they're good.
They're good just because they're Mat 7.
Mat
And
7, Reach.
I think you gotta have, if we're going more units, probably 1 unit Annihilators, and I'd probably stop there on unit. I don't even know if I have the points, honestly.
We're sitting on 33 right now with Tiberian, double Immortal, and 2 Ancestral Guardians.
Okay.
So
go.
22 left.
Give me 8 points Annihilators.
Okay.
And
41.
at least 1 Tycom. That's gonna take us to 44.
Really? Why do we need the Tycom?
I guess you don't have to have it, but I'd like to be able to hang
So
out
everything you have is Fearless. Oh, you're worried about Overcome. Well, you have 1 Overcome already.
1.
Yeah, I understand. That can
We
be
can add it later.
worrisome.
Do you have Beast Handlers in there?
Not yet.
It's gotta be min unit.
Do you think we need Beast Handlers? We're going to add...
I think
your plan is to add to the battle group? Okay.
I think
Beast
they're
Handlers.
pretty useful. Just for 2 points, I can heal my Beast too.
Yeah.
And,
We're at 43.
make it +1 Fury and 2 Strength. And
So we got 9 points left. We got Min Beast Handlers, Max Annihilators, Max Immortals ×2, Ancestral Guardian ×2, Tiberian.
Kreia.
Double Kreia? That's cray.
Actually, I'd probably, if I was going to do that, I would probably go Shaman Kreia.
I think that would be good. That also exactly maxes us on points, I believe.
Right, because then you get...
Oh, no, that's the thing, no.
You get the extra Animus.
3 points left. I apparently hadn't spent his War Beast points. I don't know how that works.
You don't have the Tycom? You have the Tycom in?
No, I dropped the Tycom. 3 left.
Third Guardian? Or do you have all 3?
You could go to Hakar and
God,
take
they
a
are
2-point solo.
I like that. I like Hakar with Xerxis. He's just a beast. Unless you're worried
He's
about...
the same thing as the other guys, except for he's got 1 extra attack.
1 extra attack's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And he's an extra mat.
He is an extra mat. He doesn't have defensive strike, though.
He's just got badassery all over him.
Correct. He does go to armor 21 and 23 on the feat turn.
Oh, is he base 19?
He is...
No, he's an 18. So.
18, but he has Ghost Shield.
Oh, they don't have Ghost Shields, what you're saying. Oh, yeah, it makes him way harder to kill. Just Defender's Ward, that guy. 1220 plus Ghost Shield. 1223. Unkillable.
Unkillable.
Literally
How many points do we have left?
2. Sorry.
2.
I didn't actually swap for Hakar. Hold on a second. We will have 2 left.
2.
Got 2 left. Willbreaker?
We don't have anything to get Tiberian out of our control range. So.
True. Void Spirit? Is he really only 2 points?
Who?
Void Spirit is only 2
Yeah.
points. And everything in the list is fearless except for the Beast Handlers?
Mm-hmm.
That is correct right now?
Yeah, go Void Spirit.
Void Spirit.
Let's go Void Spirit.
Crazy. Outside the box thinking.
Just
That's what
the
you
one
were-
match I've played that annoyed the crap out of me.
What? Did you see the Makeda 2 player I played at Daikon? He had double Paingiver Blood Runners with 2 of the stupid leader guys, the master guys, and then he had 2 Void Spirits in his list. It's just like, I have never seen any of this stuff on the table. And then it was Archdawn, Makeda, Gladiator, Malakarn, stuff like that. It was just weird.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd bring a unit with Shadow Play to a hardcore. Unless they're just there to get in the way because they're like the highest defense thing they
I think
have.
that was the concept. It was just stealth infantry.
Alright. That's our list.
Lists. Okay, just to recap, we have Xerxis 1, Tiberian, Basilisk Kreia, Cyclops Shaman.
You know what we need to do?
Yep.
We need to rip out that...
Void
no.
Spirit? Void
No.
Spirit gone.
No, we don't need to.
Oh, damn
but
it.
an option would be to go 2 Ancestral Guardians, take him out, and put in Activist Marketh.
Ooh. Well, is he 3 points?
Yes.
Do you think he needs it?
He probably doesn't have to have it, but, you know,
'Cause
when
you're-
stuff starts dying, that's free upkeeps, and he can swap Fury around, which is really helpful.
You can swap Fury around, or you can just not upkeep Defender's Ward, let you camp more.
Or you could take Zardesh with the Shaman.
Zadesh with a Shaman?
Zadesh.
Why would you take Zadesh with a Shaman?
Why not?
Why wouldn't you take him with a Kreia?
Okay, both.
Because then Xerxes doesn't have access to the Cray Animus, and the Shaman just casts it from within control, so...
Actually, can Zadesh cast the Shaman Animus? Oh, it's not
Just
the Animus, it's
binding?
just
Yeah.
an ability, Primal Magic. Okay, never mind.
He has an Animus.
He does, but
It's
I always
binding.
think his Animus is cast another Animus, but
No.
it's not. It's just Primal Magic. Yeah, so I think you'd put the Cray on Zadesh, and then put the Shaman, leave the Shaman on Xerxes, and then they
I
can...
think you do it opposite.
Yeah.
Really?
I want
then
Xerxes to be able to cast the Cray Animus.
But then Zadesh basically has no spell to cast. He just allows the Kreia to do stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's the way you play it.
Jeremy, that's terrible. Sorry, I thought this was your idea, and then you're like, I don't think it's good. I'm like, well, why are we talking about it?
I'm not saying it's not. It couldn't be good. I just wouldn't play it that way.
Jeremy, Scorn is a faction.
All right,
Not when I get
it's
into the
getting
game.
late.
Yeah. Moving on. Okay, so do you think we should make this change?
No.
Okay. The list. Xerxes 1, Tiberian, Basilisk Kreia, Cyclops Shaman, Ancestral Guardian, Hakar the Destroyer, Void Spirit, 2 full units of Immortals, 1 full unit of Annihilators, 1 minimum unit of Beast Handlers. This looks like it would be fun to play.
Just one Guardian?
One Guardian, well, Hakar is a Ancestral
Oh.
Guardian character solo. Okay.
I mean, in theory, we should probably have 2 more Ancestral Guardians, but fucking Annihilators get in the way again.
Signar, Haley 2. We're going to start with Fist of Halak. Can she kill that many dudes?
Can she kill Fist? Are you talking Haley Stormwall?
Yeah, standard, I would assume Haley Stormwall. Well, it's either going to be Haley Stormwall or pretty much Haley Thorn.
She has problems, but there's always game. So I think that's a difficult matchup for her, but it's playable. Because she can always engineer, my Xerxis is high armor and semi-good defense, and then I TK him away from other guys, so he loses the feet armor, and then shit happens, and
he's going to be...
he can just die.
He's going to be pretty far back, so I don't think him dying is going to be a super big problem between Tiberian and things like that, but it's always an issue with Haley. I do think it's playable as well. I think if the Incendiary ever get far enough up to start killing gun mages and stuff, then it's going to get bad for her, but it really depends on scenario, I think. Playable for Halak. Other list.
Might be harder for her to deal with.
That's a lot of Immortals. Immortals don't like dying that easily.
Well, the Defender's worded unit's not going to die to gun mages.
It's not, yeah.
And on the feet turn...
Annihilators as well. I mean, she's got to kill a lot of stuff that's running directly at her. It is possible, but it really depends. If they do the lots of support Haley list, they will run into issues.
I think the dude spam Haley list would actually have problems with that list.
So what do you think?
Playable.
Strong playable for Xerxis? No, playable. Striker 2.
Striker 2.
Striker 2. Standard, so...
It's a warlock, so I'm going to go with playable.
Okay. Well, but is he good? I mean, you can kill Striker.
He can kill Striker.
Especially if you land a Kreia shot onto him, he just gets murdered by
that's hard to do, right?
It is.
It's Rat 4.
It is.
Okay.
Okay, how about Tiberian throws something at him, and then you paralyze him?
With what open fist?
Slam something into him. You can make things happen, he's a wizard! Anyway, Striker 2. I do think being a warlock...
Pathfinder?
Who?
Striker.
He can get Pathfinder from Runewood.
I think Fist of a Halak probably just beats Striker's list.
I think so. I think it comes down to can he get Xerxes dead, and I think Xerxes being
way
smart,
too much shit in the way.
Yeah, especially if you just get just put Tiberian between you and him, and it becomes an issue because of either a charge lane or a free strike.
Free strike. It's a Mat 9 free strike at power frickin' 18 boosted,
and you can just drop Fury on him to be a dick. And then it's like, okay,
21 now.
You got to me. How many hit points do you have left?
You can take that 60%er to just kill yourself.
Exactly. So good on the normal list.
I think it's good on Halak.
Good on Halak. I think fire would be a real issue.
I think
the regular army is just as good.
Fine,
yeah,
because he doesn't play guns.
I don't think
not that affects that super much, but
I think basically it comes down to Scorn Infantry beats Merc Infantry for the most part, and Merc Infantry is usually better than the Signar Infantry, but you can see mixes of both. Yeah. So you're going to see like Hammer Doors, stuff like that. Anyway, I think both of these are also good.
And you out-threat Hammer Doors, which is fantastic.
Right.
Except for maybe for that, if they Rolling Thunder to get you the...
thing.
Wait, or Rolling Thunder to get the one attack alpha.
And then they just give you Vengeance, and then it gets real bad.
Depends. I mean, positioning matters in the game, so yeah.
True. Siege versus Halak. I think that's...
Siege is okay against Halak, I guess,
I think
but it's not amazing.
From the Signar player's point of view, that might be the best matchup they have versus Halak.
Probably.
So I think it's naturally going to be subpar for the Fist player, but I don't know how bad it is. I don't know if you power through because it's a lot of shooting. Because to be fair, only the Satrati unit's really high armor. The rest of it's kind of okay armor. And it plays a lot of usually POW 10, POW 12 shooting. The POW 10 shooting won't do a whole lot.
But, Mage Sight only works for his battle group, so it's only a couple of shots.
What do you mean Mage Sight?
Or
Foxhole?
Yeah.
Well, he can just... I'm thinking him just shooting the Satrati. I'm not talking about him killing Xerxes. I'm just thinking he just plays attrition. He could probably get pretty far.
Possibly.
Because if he kills enough of the dudes, the Stormwall gets real hard to take off the table. As long as he keeps away from what's-his-face.
Tiberian?
Yeah, and without Rush, if there's good wall placement...
You have Russian. Fist of Halak.
Oh, did you take Gladiator? I'm sorry. I apologize. Never mind, you have Rush. I don't know. I think it's on the bad side of playable for Fist, but it's not out of the playable range. I don't think it breaks to a 70-30 game.
Now, if you're going for maximum, as many POW 12s like some people try to play, it might kill it.
We're going to go playable, I think, on Fist of Halak, so we can keep moving.
If Fist of Halak had Cray-Animus, it would be...
Right. It's one of those...
No contest.
We could definitely be wrong about that, but it's going to take playtesting on the table to figure that out. Siege versus non-tier Xerxes.
I think Siege would still be good.
You think so?
Yeah.
versus the massive amount of dudes as opposed.
Dudes just die to siege.
On feat turn, yes, but outside of, if you can make it through the feat turn, I think you got a real shot.
Yeah, and you do have 3 Cray animuses you can put out. So if you can still protect Xerxis by, keeping transfers and putting out 3 Cray animuses.
Well, you can also kind of stagger. You put like Tiberian and like the Kreia and base with each other, like 2 inches in front of Xerxes, and then leave like a 4 to 5 inch gap and put the full line of Satrati beyond that. He can't foxhole everything, so you're still going to have intervening models, and he's going to have to clear some stuff out.
Right.
Yeah, so you can keep Xerxes pretty safe if you have enough medium bases.
And you do.
Actually, we didn't even take Satrati in those, did we?
No.
Yeah, that's right. So never mind, it might be hard. Playable?
2 Ancestral Guardians.
Bad?
It's probably on the bad side of playable still, in my opinion.
Same situation. You're hoping they don't have Siege available, basically, if you're playing Xerxes.
Yeah.
Crix, Lich 2, Fist of Halak.
So,
Bad.
I run my Annihilators.
Definition of bad.
Wait, no. Is it?
No, Fist of Halak.
Fist of Halak. Is
Tier.
it though?
He has a lot of weapon masters.
He does.
And they come back. I think he trades well enough. Yeah, it's bad.
No, I'm not even going there. It's bad. Parasite wins.
Normal.
Normal.
Xerxes 1 non-tier.
It's slightly better, but still bad.
Still bad. Purge is bad. Keith told me that last weekend. Denny 1.
Did he purge on you?
No. Denny 1.
Overall bad.
Gunline. Standard Denny 1 gunline we've been talking about, although she is starting to be seen with more Banes again.
Gunline?
Because of things
she
like
would
email.
wreck the second list.
Okay, we're talking Fist first every time.
No.
I think Fist can
Fist
endure,
might be able to play it.
mainly if you can keep your Incendari on the table.
And the biggest thing is that, the problem is you don't... She's just going to crippling grasp that unit. You're going to have nothing to do.
Which unit?
The one that's supposed to be shield walling in front of everything.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, most of her guns outside of feat
But then
turn,
everything else. That's what I'm saying, though. She sacrifices an arc node to crippling grasp that unit. It cannot come off at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So...
No, the Shaman dispels.
That's in the other list.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're talking Fist of Halak first.
You are right. I keep doing this. I keep mixing up. We should probably not do this in the future. Well, I noticed you did.
So,
Brandon, that's what you get for not drinking before this.
That's true. I am not drunk enough for this podcast.
So, they don't get to shield wall, right?
No, you can shield.
You can shield wall without
an order.
doing... That's right, it's an order, so you're fine. I don't know. I think she can work around it and control that list enough to kill it, probably. But I don't know. I think it's playable.
A game. I think it's
playable.
a game. Playable on Fist of Halak. Out of tier.
I think she just fucking murders it.
You can remove Crippling Grasp now.
Yes, you can.
Not that that's a
it
huge
won't affect
part.
you on your turn.
Yeah. Unless they gun down your
She has-
Shaman.
She has Parasite.
Yeah.
And Crippling Grasp.
Yeah.
That's like 2 dead units a turn.
She can't get rid of your Defender's Ward, though. So...
Sure she can. Disbinding, bro.
Yeah, she takes that.
Why not?
I think it's still playable. I mean, you're going to lose a lot of dudes, but
And then you're going to
I'm
lose
just
a lot
thinking
more dudes again, and yeah, you're going to lose. And
Yeah, the
you're
problem is
you're
it's
not
mostly
specifically
melee.
fast.
that's what I'm thinking now is it's like, I think you live through the feat turn okay, but it's
You live
after
through
that.
it, but then the scenarios are
You still get your-
super pressure on you.
You still get your
'cause
vengeance moves, and then the immortals will still walk
Immortals
3
are
inches.
worthless on the feat turn.
Yeah, well, they get a 6-inch
They're at
move,
4.
which is farther than the other
They're at
guys.
4.
It doesn't matter what your movement is because you're not going to be in melee, or what your mat is. You're not going to hit anything because you're not
So
going
why
to
are
be
you worried
engaging
about
anything.
vengeances?
Because you get up the board. You have to get to her gun line after she feats.
They go to speed 2.
Right, and that they start off 4, -2 goes down to 2. If they start within the Ancestral Guardian's command, they get another 2.
Plus 2. So
And then they get
7.
Vengeance, 7, yeah. Where most Speed 6 units only move 3. They move more than twice as far. Because they have, unless they don't kill one of them. And then you're like, sweet, I have a whole unit of guys. Which is
that's pretty much
unlikely.
that whole list. You're going to get vengeance up.
Right. I don't know. I think it is worse than the first one. I think it's
fighting
worse than Fist
Tenegre,
of Halak.
you're going to have a bad time.
I don't think it's good.
Okay. So, bad?
That's what she wants to see is dudes.
Right. I don't think she's expecting that many, like, Arm 17 plus guys, though, is all I'm saying. Because without the feat, she doesn't kill hardly anything unless, like, she's charging with everything.
Parasites it and then just kills it. It's plus 3 damage to all your guns. I mean, that's a lot. When you gotta do 1 damage.
Yeah. I don't know. She can only parasite 1 unit.
Scarlock.
She's gotta hit it. Anyway, let's move on. It's bad. Gorshade 3.
You have a lot of magical weapons, so they can't do freezing tricks very well. Unless they clear a hole, but...
It's pretty grindy.
I think you probably just lose in attrition.
Really? Like, no chance, or...?
No, you got a chance.
There's a lot of, like, Soul Hunters, for instance, there's a lot of non-sold models in here, so that would help you in that matchup.
Wait, are we talking about Hollock?
I'm sorry. You are correct. Fist of Hollock.
I just gotta point it out every time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you need to, because I keep forgetting. Fist of Hollock. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that first every time. Okay, I take it back. Now let me look at it from Fist of Hollock point of view. Yeah, it's not good, I don't think.
I don't think it's good. I don't think there's magical weapons in Fist of Hollock.
There's not. Yeah, I don't think you really have much to do. He basically can time walk your whole army because it clumps so hard because it's all medium bases. I mean, it'll cost him a unit, kind of, but...
But he can just guarantee that you're out of shield wall next turn by hitting the leader, and then you can't issue the order, and then you're not that hard to kill anymore.
No, I mean, it's probably not that hard, because you either see a Bane unit of some kind. You usually see Riders or a single Bane unit. If not, you definitely see Soul Hunters and, like, a Kraken, maybe. So, I mean, he's got Armor Punch, and he keeps Xerxis so far back that you're going to really struggle to break any of his armor. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those that's hard to picture on the table because of how awkward. It's just two totally different style lists playing against each other.
Yeah, I think the Archdad Assassination might work. Maybe not.
Because the Kreia doesn't help him at all. Like, he's just a 13-18, which...
You didn't have Kreia and Halak.
Oh, you didn't take... Oh, you
can't.
You could Defender's Ward yourself?
You could.
He can't. He doesn't have Hex Blast.
Nope.
I don't know. I'm willing to say playable,
if you're
but I think...
15-20, it's probably playable. If you're 15-20, it's pretty hard to assassinate.
Yeah.
I mean, excuse me, if you're 5-20, it's pretty hard to assassinate.
Non-tier Xerxis against Gorshade 3. I actually think this is worse. Well, actually, no, he's got all the magic weapons in this one. And a Void Spirit.
Playable. I don't know.
I agree with playable. I think that's a skill matchup.
Probably.
It's probably the Gorshade player's game to win, and depending on how he plays is going to determine the game. Butcher 3, Kador. Fists of Halak. I think it's bad. Their Butcher's going to kill everything.
Is it, though? No, listen to me real quick.
Go for it.
Butcher comes into range of this cool thing you know is Tiberian.
Why would you move into range of Tiberian?
Because you can force him to. If he's going to try to do work, you can force him to.
You can't have Tiberian around your entire army the entire game.
He's got to come in the middle. That lists bricks.
It does.
I think it's not as bad as you think. I agree that Butcher kills a lot.
I'm not saying he murders the entire world. But it's like, you also have to guarantee he doesn't
get... Tiberian does kill Butcher.
You also have to guarantee he does not get to Tiberian and just kill him with 12 focus. Because if that happens, you just lose.
Maybe. The feat's still there, he's killable.
Between Impending Doom, pulling guys in, and Energizing away, he can actually make it extremely hard for Tiberian to get threat range on him. Especially after jamming models in the way. I think Butcher can get a lot of work done, because you can brick up real hard, but he can still get out of Tiberian's threat range a lot of the time.
It's 11 inches in the list.
And if you're running the typical Butcher 3, you have a lot of decent POW weapons that can tear through his infantry just as well as they can hit you. I think it's a bad matchup. I don't think it's terrible.
But you gotta realize that front wall of Satrati, Butcher's the one that has to kill that, because it's literally... Do you have their heirs too?
Yeah, he always runs heirs too.
So they have to kill 14 22s with POW 13s. I don't think they kill them that well. I think it's just playable. I think it's probably Butcher's game to win, but it's playable.
I could see that.
I think the reason it's playable is literally because of Tiberian.
I totally agree with that. It's a Tiberian versus Butcher game. That's the only two models that matter. Everything else is
because Butcher can be full camp and Tiberian can kill him.
Potentially, yeah, for sure. It depends on a couple things, but if he gets to him full fury, nothing else matters, then yeah, he's probably dead. What?
Dice -1 weapon master. I'll take it.
Gotta hit him.
That's true. I'll take
It's
that
gonna be
seven.
it's gonna be a 16. He 9s.
I bet you with that many guns, I can engineer away that dog to be dead.
You gotta be able to see the dog. Anyway, moving on. Normal Xerxis list. You think it's worse than Butcher 3
Yes.
with Fist of Lock?
No, I don't know.
Most of the other stuff doesn't threaten Butcher nearly as much.
Tiberian's still there, but stuff doesn't threaten Butcher, really. You do have a paralyzing shot on Butcher.
Mm-hmm. That's big.
It's probably about the same, honestly. Because
Probably.
if you have the feat available, POW 16 Immortals, if he's defense 7, will still kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he's full camp.
Oh, where put that? Okay, Sorcerer 1. Fist of Halak. Good. I don't think she can kill that much stuff.
She can kill a model a turn.
That's good.
Automatically.
The feat would be annoying, but unless you get jammed out of snare or something weird, I think you're fine.
Yeah. And you can block a lot of line of sight.
Yeah, I don't think she can kill
And then you
us.
just walk through the frozen guys.
I think this is
They don't even gum you up.
Right, I think this is the definition of a good matchup. Xerxes' normal list, much worse.
Yes.
Is it all the way down to bad? Because
Probably not, because
she has a lot of snipers to clear out the high armor and mortals.
That's true.
And she can freezing grip the other unit
It's
and just
bad.
ignore. Yeah, I think it's bad. So literally two polar opposites on that matchup. I risk 1. Infantry spam, Iron Fangs, Chaosies, stuff like that. Probably a Winter Guard unit.
I don't think you can deal with Def 17.
You don't think so? Fist of Halak has the Incendiary, if they don't get picked out first. But I don't think you can if you play smart. I think the Incendiary live through most of the game and kill lots of Chaosies. You just go to
Possibly.
min scatter and set them on fire or just kill them. Because your guys, for the most part, as long as they don't die to fire, I mean, you ignore the blast. So you at least get a turn before it really matters.
Possibly.
I do think it's not good because Battle Lust for 1 makes all the stuff able to kill you. I think it's between bad and playable, but I think it's more on the playable side. Opinion.
Sure.
Well, you shook your head, but they can't.
No, that's
yeah,
fine.
that's fine. Normal list. I think it's worse because you don't have the Incendiary.
Yeah. There's no guns.
So bad.
There's literally nothing to deal with. Oh, I need 10s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I need 12s because those are Chaosy.
Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah.
Does he get Pathfinder?
Iris 1. Yes.
Does Butcher 3 have Pathfinder?
Depends. What do you mean? Which Butcher 3 himself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Relentless charge.
Activations he charges. So you can give the charge order and pretty much just have Pathfinder from then on. Krios 1.
Popping and dropping.
There's no immune knockdown except for Tiberian.
Tiberian just stand in front of you and eliminate a lot of the shots. And he still gives you a shield guard because he cannot be knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
Purification's there, though.
Yeah. I
It's not
don't
awful.
know if he could chew through that many dudes. It would really just be
It's
the
really
assassination.
the only thing that's really threatening is Reckoner shots to your infantry, even.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just an assassination game. If he can get a
You can
good...
engineer something, but there's
Right.
not... With Tiberian there, you can pretty well stay... guarantee yourself the feet armor. Even if he knocks you
Right.
down, you're still
Yeah,
advanced.
you're gonna get the
You're
feet
gonna get the armor.
But you have to feed on a turn and then force him to come at you that turn. Which he could probably jam you out for one more turn and just wait for your feet to drop. I don't know if that's actually possible. It kind of depends on the Krios list. But if he's got Zealots, he just waits for you to get super close and runs feated Zealots into you just to stop you.
Yeah, but wouldn't you just light them all on fire and hope they clear themselves?
Well, even if they do, I mean, he just goes for assassination next turn. I think he just tries to wait out your feet if he thinks that it's really dicey.
Possibly.
I don't know, though. I think it's actually in fate. If he doesn't kill you, Fists of Halak wins the game. If he doesn't assassinate you on his feet turn. I'm going to put playable, because it's 100% up to if he can engineer the assassination. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Normalists. Xerxes not here.
Get owned.
Get on. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking about. I want to hear. And sometimes you come up with opinions that are totally different from me, and I think of it from your point of view, and it changes my mind. Fiora 2, Jack Spam with Zealots, with Judicator. Are Incendiary immune to fire?
I don't know.
I don't think they are. Can you fact check that for us, Jeremy? Since you're still discovering Scorn.
Whatever.
I personally think it's just playable.
They are not immune to fire.
I think it's actually a good game for Fist of Halak. I don't think she'll chew through nearly enough
I don't
to
think
save
she
it.
can do it.
I think that...
Focus mechanic will hold her way back.
Fiora 2 against the normal list, probably awesome.
Awesome for who?
Fiora.
Yeah, I agree.
So bad versus normal list for Xerxis. Harbinger, Fist of Halak. Can you stay in the game on scenario long enough to get to her?
I think you can afford to advance through that feat.
Well, your shield wall unit can. The other stuff's only like arm 15, right?
It depends what she's playing though. If she's playing like piddly guns and stuff, I can still walk through that. Depends if they really need to get there or not. I could also armor them up, Defender's Word, while they're moving. I don't know. It's whether or not she can jam you out. And then if you light her on fire, she's in trouble.
Well, she has purification, so she can
That's
knock it
true,
off.
she can
But
knock
she's
it
going to take the fire roll once.
She doesn't want it. She doesn't want to drop purification.
She also has shield guard, so you have to hit her twice.
Scatter.
Or just scatter it on her. So, playable, you think?
Probably. I don't know if it's playable or not.
I think it's on the bad side of playable. It's
Probably.
probably playable. I don't think it's an auto win. I could probably see a 60-40 on that one, but it's right on the line. Moving on to Harbinger versus Normalist.
She just kills it.
She just kills too much. Father Lucant versus Fist of Halak. Can you beat out the recursion?
No, it's boring as shit.
That's going to be one fucking boring game.
If you can weather his feet turn and then feet afterwards, you may be able to. Because the problem is he's not going to kill a lot of stuff. Axiom might kill some things, but Axiom's going to have problems hitting defense 14 guys. We're at 3.
No, yeah, but it still comes down to he can just ignore that unit until later.
Can he, though? Not if you're behind it.
Well, you can't put 4
You can put a lot of stuff behind it. We're talking min units, and they're string 6 across.
He could also, if he just boosts a hit on your leader and drags them in out of command range, then the unit doesn't get to shield wall next turn, and they just walk.
You can protect that pretty easily.
You can, but
Like shield guard.
he's got multiple drags.
He's got 2. But you can put the leader in a position where he cannot be pulled.
Right. Yes, you can. Because martial discipline is while advancing, I believe. Because you can advance through friendly models. You can't be pushed through friendly models. Yeah, so that would stop it if you just clip him in there.
And yeah.
So what do you think? Father versus Fist of Halak.
I don't want to play it.
You want to play it or you
I
don't? Yeah, that looks like the worst game for everybody.
I kind of guess it depends. Probably Lucant's should win.
Fury
because
versus positive charge. I don't know. The recursion would probably be the factor if that puts it over
probably
the edge.
what it is.
I'm going to put playable because if we think it's this close, it's playable as in the game you don't want to play. Father Lucant versus the normal list.
That's a situation. If you're going to beat that list, if you're going to beat Lucant, I feel like you'd want Marquette so you could get Fury around the
spread
board.
Fury more often.
And you might be able to kill it all. Or deal high enough damage that I don't care if you put 3 dudes back because I killed 9.
Right. I also think you have a lot more chance winning on scenario with this matchup because you have enough dudes to kind of jam him out and then just throw something somewhere to take a zone and make them fight for it back.
Possibly.
I'm going to put playable there too, unless you disagree.
That's fine.
Moving on.
Can we
Tiberian
find
can
somebody
also-
who's not bad against him?
Well, it's an armor skew and you're playing Scorn. Like, it helps a lot when you have a faction that doesn't like to sit back in their deployment zone and shoot at stuff. Mother Directrix, Fist of Halak. 2 prime axioms, lots of servitors. I don't think she can eat it
She
too much.
doesn't want any of that.
She particularly likes to play against Warmachine anyway, so that's not too expected. So good versus Mother, probably. Normal list, much worse, I would think. She's got less.
It's not awful.
She can just drop 1 million sniper dudes and have like 20 servitors that just do an auto point if they hit.
Yeah.
And then she's got the 2 prime axioms still. You'll probably take one down with Tiberian at some point, but then you'll have to deal with the second.
Tiberian's like the ultimate counter to that thing.
Yeah, because you can't drag it.
But your littlest doesn't have rush, so you don't out-threat it.
No, well, it doesn't even matter. Like, even if you get it there, let's say you kill it, then the other one comes in on you. it probably kills
And
it.
if it's defender's ordered, then you may not kill it.
Well, with harm and sustained attack.
That's true, harm.
She can get a lot. She doesn't have
It's only
purification,
5
though.
attacks, though.
Yeah. Actually, if she gets to if he walks into melee and then shoots you with the harpoon thing to pull you in, it still triggers the pull, and since you're in melee, you get the extra attack. So he would get all of his gunshots, which probably do nothing, but it's free shots at effective rate 8 if he holds the feet. I don't know. What do you think? Bad? Good? Playable?
Probably bad side of playable, maybe? I don't know.
I think it is definitely bad side of playable. I think it actually dips to bad with how many snipers he can put out there. Because even if he just took a turn, he could almost half kill Tiberian just with the snipers. If he just drops nothing but elimination servitors.
I think if he did that, he would lose the game.
Well, it depends on, like Tiberian's, if you don't put Tiberian up there and just leave him in the back, he can just start picking at him over the course of the game.
I think Tiberian's the dangerous piece against that, just so you'd have to play with him out there. Because you can't drag it.
Dice off 5 attacks is enough to kill him, so you'd have to hit the first swing, because he has sustained attack. So as long as you hit the first swing, I think he basically kills Tiberian. But you do have to land the Imperil from Mother.
But, I agree that, he kills one, the other one kills it. There's still dudes
Well, I
that are
think
in the way.
For the most part, he sweeps infantry super hard, specifically against that kind of infantry. But
Maybe.
I don't know. He's got 1,000 ways to do an auto point in that list, because between the elimination servitor, shrapnel swarm, also her gun, she can kill lots of dudes. But
Maybe.
some are going to get there. It's just which ones.
Yeah, there's 30 of them. They'll get there.
You think it's bad side playable?
Yes. But I don't see people play Mother, so I don't know.
Bad side playable. Bart, Galleon, Fist of Halak.
Give me some more. His feet will time lock me, but what is the rest of his army
Tiberian
do?
ignores the feet, which is the big
I
problem
agree.
for Bart, and he also can't be dragged. That's a big problem for Bart.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I think the feet time locks the rest of the army, but the rest of the army doesn't give a shit because he has Galleon to kill things, and that's literally it.
I think Galleon could kill some smaller dudes, but he'll have a lot of trouble with the shield wall unit, and Tiberian will probably eventually kill him. I think it's good.
I think the other way, it's probably good for Bart.
Really?
At least playable for Bart.
I guess that's true.
Time lock with that, plus, you always have the option of rolling bad with your gun ports, then you just blow.
It would just be jam Tiberian away from the Galleon for as long as possible after he kills a lot of dudes.
Yeah, it's still, I don't know, it's no better than playable. Tiberian
makes it a playable game by himself.
Yes.
Osram Earthbreaker, plus 1,000 dudes. Not really 1,000. As many guys as he can fit
Against Fist?
Against Fist. Can't knock down Tiberian, but he does put the threat onto Xerxis.
Yeah, because he has 2. But to get the second one, you probably have to see Xerxes, which means you'd have to knock down the front line of Satrati, and then try to shoot Xerxes, and Tiberian will always shield wall that.
If there's a hill, it changes it, but yeah, the terrain matters a lot in that game.
I think it could just be arcing fire and get knocked down then. But yeah,
I think it's worse than the Bart, but it was a good game against Bart. The Earthbreaker can definitely kill Tiberian.
Yes, it can.
Considering you can
Not
kill
super
Stormwall.
automatically.
Pow 22 auto boosted damage.
22, we're getting 22.
His feet, plus 2 strength.
Is it plus 2 strength?
It was plus 2 strength. It might be armor and speed, actually.
It's armor.
I'm probably
armor
crazy.
And speed. Absolutely.
I take that back. So Pow 20 auto boosted.
It's still good to kill
It's
him.
still a good chance.
Yeah, it's like auto, but
Especially, and also because you're playing Mercs, Gorman is guaranteed to be somewhere if he's in that list.
Got Snipe, so it's a good list for it to be in.
Yeah, and probably Dougal as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Playable, probably.
All right, I'm willing to go playable with that. That's fine. Moving on to normal Xerxes.
Bad.
I think it's bad. There's too much little stuff to get killed by Earthbreaker, plus all the other Merc
You know what
guns.
this is coming down to?
What's that?
Armor skew's better in the meta right now.
Oh, you're just saying there's more people trying to fight against Armor Skew, or?
No, it's better currently against what's being played in the meta.
No,
It hasn't
I'm
hasn't
noticing
shifted enough to crush armor
Yeah.
that's what I just thinking about what we're going over. Halak is better in almost every
Yeah.
thoughtful situation.
Let's keep going. Just pound these out real quick. Ron. There's a lot of medium bases in the way to see Xerxis if done right. I don't think he can kill that much. He'll kill a lot on his feet turn, but there's still going to be a lot left, and Tiberian helps you a lot. Just arm lock Xerxis and you're fine.
With what open fist?
Sorry. Just stand on him.
I think it's just playable. I think Ron has assassination game against pretty much anybody.
You think he can get to Xerxis behind all those dudes?
I
Fist of a lock?
think it's a possibility, and he can just force blast everything down.
But he can't get him out if he's surrounded by medium bases. You lose like 2 loops.
Just by 1,000 pricks.
You can't get that many guys to him. I just don't think you can get there.
I kind of think you might be able to, and I think Eris 3 is a lot of times in Ron, and that means you have 0 transfers.
Yeah.
And Ron specializes in death by 1,000 paper cuts.
He would have to save the feat till probably at least turn 3, I feel. To where you'd be far enough up the board to where his stuff would even have range to most of your stuff. And there's still going to be a lot of dudes between you and him.
You also have cool spells like Magno Pulse that push models away and open up lines of sight. There's all sorts of cool things you can do.
But that's what I'm saying. It'd be later in the game. Like, you not see like the random like top of 2s and stuff against Xerxes.
No.
In specifically this list. But the assassination is there if played right.
It's always there with Ron. That's why I think it's playable, because I don't think he just beats Ron's face in.
Playable. Xerxes normal. I think it's worse.
For who?
Ron. Xerxes. So worse for Xerxes, because it's a lot easier to kill all those dudes with the mages, and it's a lot harder to block line of sight to Xerxes.
Yeah, I probably agree with that.
Although it is faster, you could put more you could just say Xerxes is sitting. If it's not kill box, you just sit fucking Xerxes in your damn deployment zone behind a building if you could, and just run your dudes. It's like, I'm gonna keep Defender's Ward and Fury on these 2 units, and they just go. It's like, and then when they die, I'll put it on this guy next to me, and he'll run forward. Like, you could do something like that, but I think it's worse than this.
I agree.
How bad do you think it is?
It's ret, so it's still playable.
Okay, good call. Vyros 2, Griffins. It's Fist.
Fist crushes that.
Alright, good game for Fist. I'm fine with that. Normal. You have Fury with a lot of dudes that can charge into those things.
Probably crushes that. I don't think you drop it against the dude spam. Either way. I mean, Vyros doesn't want that.
No, yeah, it's bad. Bad drop for Vyros.
I mean, really, it's not, I don't know.
Alright, next, this should actually be pretty fun. Ossian? How do you say it? Ossian?
Ossian.
Okay, Ossian versus Fist of a Lock. Ossian. Fist of a Lock. I would think the feat makes it pretty strong for Ossian, but...
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to, literally pick the turn. You'd have to feat defensively, which you can do because...
You could. You don't need
to kill anything in his army.
That's the problem with these armor smashing type lists, is that you run into that guy, it's like, oh, my dudes are armed 12, defense 14, and you're like, damn it! Oh, my dudes do dice plus 8.
Yeah, but Ossian's army already kills dudes, so it's not a big deal. I think Ossian would be good against Halak.
He's gonna run into an issue versus Tiberian, but he threatens everything else in that list really strong.
And he can also just run the gambit of shoot his gun at Tiberian every turn, and it can't charge, and he loses speed.
Yeah, he's going to walk 2 to 4 inches, depending on if you're going to rush him or not.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say bad.
I think
for
it's
Fist.
bad.
I think it's bad.
Because you're going to have Ion and Holt, they're going to stick that, and then you're going to freaking get an extra dice damage on everything.
We're talking about literally probably the worst matchup in Ret for that particular list. Moving on, normal Xerxes out of tier.
Better, but just massive amount of guns that go 3 dice damage still kills armor 19.
Yeah. Do you think you get there with enough stuff to put the game in it? Because if you engage all of his guns, because you have a lot of reach troops, can you try and push it, maybe do a deep deployment or a deep swarm kind of deployment on the board, and just say, you can kill the front 2 lines of guys, but that's only half my army and the rest of it's coming next turn? You think that'd be enough? Doesn't put it...
Probably not.
Okay. Is it also bad or playable?
I think it's bad.
You think it's better than the other list?
Maybe, because you have some scenario game, because you're maybe a little bit faster, but you're not really much faster than Halak.
Not much faster.
The only reason you're faster than Halak is because you're forced to shield wall if you want maximum defensive ability. Otherwise, you're just as fast.
I feel like going on the bad side of playable on this.
Probably, maybe, yeah, something like that.
The toughs could become an issue if they're focusing on annihilators, or they might just fail a couple of the damage rolls because they need 10s on your one big unit that's their defensive
10s.
line.
On what?
Like Rifleman or POW 10, right? Or what does he take? I'm assuming Rifleman.
He might take Rifleman now. I don't know.
I was thinking Rifleman, Mage Hunters, and then
Mage Hunters are always there.
Invictors. Is that the POW 12 unit?
Which ignores your Defender's Horde.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes them pretty sweet still.
Alright, so bad side playable to bad.
Probably.
We're giving him one. We're giving him one over Fists. It's gonna happen. Alright, Morvana 2.
And he has knockdown guns, slams models.
Oh.
Usually.
Morvana 2, Fist of Lock.
I think Morvana 2 is...
I don't
good.
think Morvana wants any part of that.
I think she's okay.
Depends on which Morvana list, I guess, but...
I'm talking multiple stalkers.
2 Stalkers in the back with a Gorax, then like 2 big units of infantry. What circle
I think
infantry
trackers
kills
gum up.
Satrati?
I'm
not
just
even
talking
Satrati, just the list in general.
gumming up. Well, only Satrati are actually really hard to kill. I mean, if you swap Defender's Horde to any of them, yeah, they become semi-hard to kill.
Well, right, but I mean, like, if he comes into you with blood trackers, like, do they really do enough and then they just get lit on fire a lot? I think you kill a lot of them. And
Yeah, she probably doesn't like it.
I think she runs out of gas.
Nobody
anyway.
plays her anymore anyways.
Yeah, she's bad.
Who cares?
I'm putting playable. I think it's on the good side of playable. Normal Xerxis, Morvana. Might actually be better, because she doesn't really have any armor. I don't think she has any kind of real range other than the blood trackers. I mean, that she can even play except for maybe Wold Stalkers, which just die to absolutely everything you have. They'll get 5 shots and then die. The Stalkers can kill some dudes, but, I mean, I don't know if they can do enough.
Yeah.
And once again, he has
probably playable.
He has to double primal his Stalkers to try and kill Tiberian. I'm going to go playable as well. Chromac, Fist of Lock.
I think he can out-threat you and kill enough stuff.
You think he can yo-yo enough to get the game done?
Possibly. Because once he gets through the Satrati, the rest of it just crumbles.
Yeah. But remember, he doesn't have any way to not take free strikes when he backs up, so if you position correctly, you might be able to catch him with some free strikes.
Yeah. And the wolves
playable?
don't really matter. I think it's playable. I mean, he won't bestial. His rifts don't really matter. It's basically going to be Warpath Wild Aggression.
And if he doesn't primal, then his dudes are only mat 6, except for Xerxis. So they can actually miss... The Satrati are actually a real problem for that list. He pretty much has to primal Xerxis and send him in, I think. And then...
I just think you out-threat enough that you could charge in and basically alpha and basically wipe that 6-man unit in one turn and sprint them all back, and since that's the front line, you're probably safe, even if you don't warpath them back. Like, you warpath them closer to get the alpha.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I think it's playable.
Yeah, I think it's playable. Normal list.
It's probably actually... It might actually be worse for Chromac. I don't know. Still probably playable.
The Vengeance moves actually, I think, fix the matchup a lot.
That's what I was going to say. That's why I'm thinking.
Because that puts them to 14-inch threat after triggering a Vengeance? Because it's
6, yeah.
3, 9, yeah.
14 inches.
You can't sprint 14 inches. Even Warpath, you can back up 9.
6.
You're still getting hit by
9.
the second row dudes.
That's why but you gotta hit with 8s. I mean, that's
right,
that's your difference.
That is what we're talking about.
When you're talking about charges, only like 2 of them gotta land when they're power 16.
Yeah, 2 of those at dice off 1's gonna fucking knock him out.
Or at least screw up your order of activations, most likely.
Mm-hmm. But I think both of these lists can pressure him on Snare really hard, because he's scared of everything in both of these lists. I'm gonna put playable again. I think this is slightly better. I agree, because your dudes are fast enough to threaten charges even after the sprint and Warpath back. Kruger 2, Fist of Halak. This is probably a pretty big scenario game.
Probably like one of the worst you can come up with.
Really? For Xerxis?
Just because scenario. I mean, you're slow. If he goes first, I think he can keep you away. Although, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so Fist of Halak.
I think it's bad on scenario.
Depends a lot on the scenario, but I agree with bad. That's not what you want to see playing a list like that. And also just because he can engineer some bullshit. Kruger 2 versus normal list. Bad side of playable? Bad? I'm kind of feeling it. Still bad? I don't think you really have anything.
His whole list just kills you then.
Veil 2, Fists.
Purification Angel Spam?
Probably 2 Angels, 2 other beaters, maybe a support heavy like a Seraph, and then some support staff. At least
Does
2
she have
Angels.
Black Frost Shard?
Are you asking if she does? I don't think so. Is it in the tier?
No, I don't think so.
No. I think it
6
would
Angels,
struggle.
she might have a chance.
Do you think the Angels help? I think Scythians would be better. She's running 2 Scythians. I think it's a lot better than 2 more Angels. But there's not going to be a Naga, so the Defender's Ward... oh, she's Purification. Never mind. Why is she a Purification?
But they're still dice off 3.
Yeah. Playable? I don't know.
Sure, I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest with you.
They do tend to run 3 Angels occasionally, so I think that's actually bad versus this list. Just because you kill a random medium-based dude, now what?
I have Admonition and Refuge.
You gotta stop backing up sometime. You have a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
Also, Veil can be set on fire. If it's a kill box scenario, I think she's not super happy. I don't know. I think it's bad side of playable. Do you think it's worse than that?
No.
I think you can kill Legion Heavies pretty easily if you get to them. You also still have Tiberian in the list.
Mm-hmm. Nihilist Sight doesn't see through dudes.
Regular Xerxis. Fist of Block. Regular Xerxis Veil 2.
I think that's probably worse than Fist.
Worse? So bad?
I guess. I don't know. I just, you don't have the blocking, so it puts the Oblit Assassination on the board, kind of. It's a Warlock, so it's still hard to do. Admonition can be a problem.
Admonition is a lot less of a problem versus this, I think. Because you have enough dudes you can run behind and stuff and force them to trigger it, or you'll block them in.
Yeah.
Playable?
Playable, sure.
Okay, moving on. Saren. Fist of Block.
That might be Legion's best matchup against it.
So,
Although, you do have guns in there.
yeah.
They're power 12, so they can hurt lightly armored beasts. And they're at 6.
Also, if you land a random drag, you can drag them out of her control area, which makes them targetable, right? Is it an aura or
Only for
pull?
the small...
Oh, no, that's right. They can't pull the heavies.
Only like the raptor thing.
It's a rake.
Yeah.
Okay, so never mind on that.
And that's stealth, so...
Bad
you
side
could
of
pull
play?
her.
Good luck with that.
She's only Def 18.
Yeah, that's fine.
CRA.
True.
We're at 6.
Just get in range of her.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, bad side of playable, bad.
15-inch range, bro.
What do you think of the matchup?
I think it's bad.
I think it's bad. It's probably kind of playable, but I think if she plays it right, it's bad. Moving on, normal Xerxes list. I think this is probably better because you have more models. No? You don't think so?
Blightbringer kills infantry, and she has enough heavies.
You can spread out really far with that. With your 3 units, you can cloud pretty hard. I don't know.
I think
You also threat farther away, so she might not even get the alpha. She might be forced to feed just to prevent your alpha.
you only really out-threat her if you have vengeance.
Yeah, okay. So bad still?
I think so.
Okay.
All melee forces have a hard time against her.
All these are kind of in the same area so far, I feel. Thagrosh 1, Fist of Block. War Spears, Carnivian, 2 Archangels. That was a joke if anyone was not wondering.
Well, if he gets to play with like a 60-something point list, I'm going to say Thagrosh in this case.
Okay. He has a damage buff. He can bring something back. I don't think you have any root from play, so his feat's live, but doesn't do enough. My initial thought is playable.
Probably.
Okay. Normal Xerxes list.
Mutagenesis, that beast handler, and kill him.
Be cautious of that. Don't let him do that. I think it's better side of playable on that one.
Yeah, probably.
Because you just have more guys to punch harder, and Thagrosh has the ability to break your armor. Xerxes 2, Fist of Block, good?
Against who?
I'm sorry, Xerxis 2. I looked at it, I was like, Xerxes 2, and just looked up. Xerxis 2, Ashes to Ashes guy.
Good.
Good. Normal list, bad?
Yeah,
or does
probably.
Ashes to Ashes do enough versus the...
It's not about Ashes to Ashes. Black Spot guns.
But you have a lot of high armor dudes.
You have 1 unit of high armor dudes.
Well, you could throw Defender's Ward on the Annihilators and just let the guys be 12-17. Just try and minimize losses across the board.
Maybe. I don't know.
What do you think? I mean, you know more about scoring than I do.
It's probably playable.
Okay. Makeda 2, Fist of Block. You can probably yo-yo for days.
Yeah, but eventually they'll just push in on you. He won't kill enough.
Well, Walnut Karn can kill a lot of the other guys, but yeah, he's not going to kill that front line very easily. You could send a bronze back in on the Strati. I mean, if you trade the bronze back, I mean, if you kill 4 of the Strati, it's probably worth it. I basically played that versus Brad. I know he was super new at the time. I had never played Scorn before, and I don't know. I felt like if I was in a scenario,
not playing Fist though.
Right, he wasn't playing, but I was going against the Satrati, the same Defender's Horde at Satrati, with Tiberian behind it. The bronze back killed enough of them to break up the brick and forced basically the dudes to scatter. I think if we were playing a scenario, it would have been much worse for me. I think it's a playable game.
Yeah, I wasn't saying it was going to be anything worse than playable. I was thinking if it was good or not.
Right. I don't think it breaks to good, because it's still Makeda too, and if she sends it to bronze back and gets the Satrati dead, I think it's fine for Makeda.
Yeah.
So playable. Makeda 2 versus the dude spam, better for Makeda. It makes the yo-yo a lot more effective.
Against dude spam?
Mm-hmm. I think Makeda 2 has a stronger game versus the dude spam list.
I think her Annihilators could kill a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd have to stay away from the Defender's Horde.
Still playable, but slightly better. So
maybe better.
So worse for Xerxis, but still playable. Gristle 2 Meat Mountain, Fist of Halak. Playable. It's pretty much just different factions of the same list.
I think it's kind of slightly on the bad side.
You think it favors Gristle a little?
Too. Because Dash is the game changer in that. And the fact that you don't have to be in shield wall.
Right, you don't have to brick up, and the Xerxis player does. Normal list versus Meat Mountain. I think you could eventually break it, but you'd have to set up, like, front lines, let him kill the front line, send in second line, let him kill second line.
I think you
keep
have
doing
attacks and Jews, you might be able to beat it.
Playable again.
Power 16 kills things.
It does, especially under feet. You could kill a lot of warders if he gives them to you, so it's a positioning game. Grim 1, Fist of Halak.
And he absolutely hates Inhospitable Ground, too.
Oh, Xerxes does? Well, you have Overcome for 1 unit. It lets the Satrati get where they want, and then everyone else can kind of just shoot it. Oh, you could drag in the warders, if your guns do damage, I guess.
Power 12.
That's not bad.
They'll drag in the first one.
Yeah, and then you could CRA to break damage later, if you just want to pull one out and kill him. Grim 1, Fist of Halak. Good for Xerxes. I don't think Grim can kill you. Fast enough, anyway.
Yeah, probably.
There's just not enough high power attacks. Grim versus normal list. Good for Grim, I think. Feet slows down a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
Alright, so bad on the other list. Doomshaper 1, Runes of War for Fist of Halak. I originally assumed bad, but the more I think of it, I think it's better for the Xerxes.
It's fine.
What's fine? I don't know.
It's a fine matchup.
Where does it fall in the spectrum?
Playable.
Okay. Runes of War versus the Xerxes non-tier. POW 16 Weapon Masters. All reach, so you can get past the walls. It would just be if you can kill enough dudes with the Rune Shapers. Worse?
Yeah, it's worse. Doom Shapers.
Worse? Do you think it gets to bad? Or do you think it stays playable? Just really bad on the playable scale?
Might be playable, I guess. But on the very bad side of it.
Do you think it's bad? I think of a lot of Scorn lists, this still has game. I think it's still on the playable scale.
Okay.
Rask, last one. Fists of Halak versus Furied Gators. They're not Xerxes Furied Gators. Or else they'd be POW 18.
I think Fist beats it.
I agree. Yet again, another inhospitable groundcaster with Fury.
Wow. Rat 6 dudes with drag that only need 5s to drag them all.
Mm-hmm.
I think beats Gators.
Yeah. The dude spam. I think it's even better. Maybe not even better. It's probably about the same. Because Gators don't like weapon masters that get to charge into them in waves.
Yeah.
So both good. Okay. I'm going to tally mark which ones were better real quick. Alright. Denny was better for fists. Sorsha was better for fists. Hurrisk was better for fists. Krios 1 was better for fists. Pure 2 was better for fists. Harvey was better for fists. Mother was better for fists. Bart was better for fists. Ostrom was better for fists. Virus was the same. Ossian was better for not tiered. Xerxis was better for fists. Grim was way better for fists. And everything else was tied. So 10 matchups were better for Fist of Log. I do think a lot of those were pretty close, though. All right, does anyone have anything to add? Jeremy? Scorn's still a faction?
Sure, why not?
They like Magnus. They have to be a faction. Magnus allows them to be a faction.
Okay.
Well, thanks for listening. This has been Brandon.
It's Max.
It's Jeremy.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Learn to Wargame. You can find us online at l2wg.com, Facebook, twitch.tv, YouTube, or Google+, and most importantly, l2wg.com for all of our content.
Woo! Don't be so energetic there, Brandon.
Yeah. That was genuine excitement.
I'm so excited. So is the puppy.
Puppy very excited. So can we totally get rid of that, or
What?
the dog? Is this going to go up before the weekend?
Maybe.
Can we put this up before? You don't have any more episodes to post, right?
No.
You posted the last one last week?
Yes. On Friday.
If we could post this like tomorrow or Wednesday, that'd be great. Because I was going to plug Midwest Melee. So that way, there's a reason for plugging it, because it's not over. Mostly that. But other than that, yeah.
It will be Friday at the latest, probably.
Okay.
But to be fair, the only people that listen to this are probably already going.
We have people in Sweden that watch our videos.
Our videos.
But we plug our podcast on those videos.
Yeah.
And
I really think people from Sweden are going to come to
if they
recruits.
got on a plane the second they heard it, they might be able to make it by Sunday. All right. Are you ready, Max?
Oh. Okay, 2 units of slingers. Oh, this faction doesn't have access to Gorman. How did they win?
Sure.
Do you have the source turned all the way down?
Yes.
Okay.
Why? What are you doing?
Nothing. Just checking. I need to know these things.
Girl, you got me.
I'm just checking. It's less than 10 seconds, Jeremy. All right. Did you hear what I was saying to Colin when we were playing about the door?
Oh.
When people would open the door, I'm like, you're getting the switch! And he's like, yeah, whatever. That was fun.
You know Dave was doing that on purpose. He's just like,
Did you see him do it to Adam like 6 times? He's like, I gotta go in real quick, hold on. He's like, ah! Like, all right, I'm back, ah! Oh, I'm closing, ah! It's like, this is back and forth.
that's what you get for sitting there.
Yep. You took that side.
So I started editing the first video, and like first 5 minutes, it's Colin complaining about the terrain setup,
I remember that.
followed
There's
by
like a fucking 12-inch wall over here! And Jeanette's like, God damn it! It's pretty good.
it's like, well, you rolled the higher die, you gotta choose. Well, I'm gonna let him go first?
No! Yeah, it was pretty good. Where's Lance? I know I have him on here.
So does Lance play any other faction? Is it just Kador?
I think it's just Kador. I think he owns something else, but he doesn't play it.
And if fair, I own every faction, but
Yeah, about that.
What?
About that.
it's not like a whole army of every
Yeah, it's
faction.
like 9 points of each faction.
It's a starter box at least.
Yeah, which is, I think, minimum 9. Actually, no. Technically, the Gorton box, I believe, is only 8. Because when we went to 15 points, I got like a whole nother heavy jack, and I was like, this is amazing! I've been playing like 6 points down!
How is this guy not broken?
Mm-hmm. Dude, Gordon inside 15-point games, not okay. That guy is a straight monster.
How about we just give him 7 focus?
Yeah. Gun bunnies are so legit at 15 points, it's so not okay. I just killed everyone with gun bunnies. It's like, alright, the driller just stood there like 3 games in a row. He's like, I run once and then walk 4.
Yeah.
Because I would just shoot him, feed him away, shoot him again, shoot him. It's like the things that would get to me were in such shambles. They're like, all right, I've got left arm. I have to walk to you because my movement's out. And they're just like, I have no focus.
Are gun bunnies speed 5?
Or
are they still 4?
No, they're definitely not 4. Because I wouldn't even...
Why would you give focus to the driller when you can give it to the gun bunnies?
Well, so first turn I would give one to the driller to run. I would just walk the gun bunnies because they're so fast. And
yeah, you don't want to get outside of his control.
Right, and then he would cast Rock Wall and Strength of Grand Down turn 1. And charge, because he's fucking speed 4. Max gave me the best game with him. I still don't think I lost.
You would think that he makes these incredible jacks. Like he would make like Karchev like armor for himself. Just like
he did. It's just dwarf sized.
So is that where Darius came from?
He has the same armor as Karchev. They have the same base armor. I know what you mean, but
yes,
it'd be sweet if he was inside of the driller as Epic Gordon. Oh my god.
DC
Epic Gordon inside the driller. Legit. Except, hold on, stay with me here. 2 drills.
Earthbreaker. They're going for the colossal sized bases, so
chain attack, give them the drills. Make an additional attack with each weapon.
Him with Arcane Turbine?
Just him with focus. Like if someone was arguing that it was like Sevi or someone would be the best caster in the game with 10 focus. I was like, no, Gordon. Hands down, Gordon. Broke as fuck. Like, that'll look... Even if you just said...
Just his feet.
Yeah, if you just said counts as 10 focus but only generates 5, he'd still be the most broken caster in the game. He'd be fucking stupid. I have 3 requests from Stuart to play Candy Crush.
Nice. How can you multiplayer that?
No, if he gets more lives if I hit the link. And he can start playing sooner since he sucks and fails at it.
I guess I don't understand the point of the game.
I just, when I'm out of lives, I stop pooping and get out of the bathroom.
Right.
That's just usually what I do.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about having Carcassonne on my tablet. It's like, I'm done pooping, but there's only like 3 more cards left. Sitting here.
Poop. I have to go get my dog.
Alright, now we'll record your PSA. I'll stick it at the front.
Right. That's why I was figuring you just cut it out of here and put it in the back.
No. Zip-a-dab-a-doo-dab. Bow-bow-bow.
Welcome to Crazy Eddie's Crazy Emporium. Would you like a cup of poop? That guy's crazy. When are we going to do this?
Do what?
The PSA.
Right now.
Oh, okay. You should leave all that in. That would be great. But don't put it at the beginning, put it at the end. So it's like, I'm like, come see us and then go fucking crazy. Alright. Serious face. Where are you going to put it?
Probably right before the music. Maybe
Okay, so
right
it's just going to be the first thing you hear.
Probably.
Just trying to think how I want to phrase it then. Because I want to be like mid-sentence, and I was like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And like, oh, what are they talking about?
Midwest Melee. It's a thing at recruits.
Let me pull up the times. That way I can just reference tournaments. It'll be better. Midwest Melee at recruits! Oh my god! Technical issues caused by dogs.
Puppy, no!
That murder people.
Oh, let me unplug this. Okay.
It's a dog! You should leave all... Oh my god, it's over here now! Hi, Puppy! We missed you! And she's like, you missed me, didn't you? Oh, she's gone. She's back!
My feet! Okay. No! Okay, you're wrapped up.
She's so excited! Oh my god!
See my glasses?
No? So much man in so little time. What are you doing, little doggy? She's so excited. Did they really, like, disappear?
Yeah.
Here, let me find them so you'll step on them. Crunch.
I won't step on them, but that might be nice if I can see them.
I found this eye drop.
Nice.
Yeah, I seriously.
Yeah,
I think
she yanked them off with my...
Check on the desk. Make sure it's not like... Here, the price is on the fucking couch. Yep. Thank you. Just dog rips your head off.
She blinded me and made me die.
Things have gone better.
Oh. All
Alright, you ready to go?
Let me make sure you sound all right after this wonderful puppy disaster. All right, give me a sound check.
Zippy dap doo dap pow.
Yeah, you sound all right.
Alright, are you sure?
No, not really.
Spot filter working?
Might want to pull it back a little bit.
Pop. How about now?
That's good.
How should I start this? That's what I'm struggling with is the opening line.
Mm,
Can you put it in? I'll just do it like a news and announcements. Can you just put it in during our intro after we're done talking and just like news and announcements, and then we'll do the spiel and just be the first thing we talk about after we say our names?
sure.
Okay. Are you actually gonna do that?
Sure.
Yes.
Puppy, puppy, puppy. I did manage to get most of the barking out of the last episode. Except for the intro where I left it in, because that way I could say bitches are needy, and it makes sense. What? Don't look at me like you're superior. I'm superior.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't do that the whole. I think she just knows we're here and she's trying to get us to come over.
Pretty much.
That's gotta be tiring if you do it all day.
Eventually she'll learn that it doesn't accomplish anything.
Matt's mom's dog never learned that. Like 15 years. Never learned that.
Did it ever get beaten as a puppy when it barked?
Probably not.
Well, there you go.
But like, it would be to the point where like, she would just start barking in the middle of the night and then someone would walk over and kick the kennel and she'd stop for 10 minutes.
Oh no, you actually have to beat them.
Yeah. She's a little dog though.
Okay. You use one less bar of soap.
Yeah. In the sock full of rocks.
So exciting.
I wonder what Awesome Mix Volume 2 is. Oh, is it already out?
I think so.
Fitting, I guess.
Alright, time to learn about the scorn. Scorn. See, Wargame puts them right above minions. So is that saying anything?
Oh my god, the Bee Gees.
Nice! What song?
How Deep Is Your Love?
Nice. So apparently they're not going to make a trilogy of them.
Don't know. I wanted to hear this one, see if it was the one I was thinking it was.
Thanks, Brandon. Now I have to cut this all out. Dick.